So many of you attended our live fix and flip agent investor event, Profits in Plain Sight, this past Tuesday. We got a ton of really good interest, lots of great conversations. One of the main questions that I got over and over again was, how do I generate seller appointments? How do I generate fix and flip opportunities? And it was an interesting conversation, as it always is, because there are really so many different ways to do this. And what I find when people ask the question is, in so many cases, people think that there is some sort of extremely aggressive and necessarily aggressive way to generate leads. And most people, when we talk about generating a fix and flip opportunity or even a seller appointment, they think cold calling, they think door knocking, they think, let me have to do something that I'm going to hate doing every single day. And what I always teach and preach is that you have to do a lead generation strategy that you're going to be comfortable with and that you're willing to do each and every day and not dread. So if somebody told you that there's only one way to generate a seller appointment or a fix and flip deal, and it's a way that sounds like you'd rather, not even get into the business than do it, you've got to use other strategies. And today, really quickly, I want to talk about a strategy that I've used for a very long time, well over 10 years, to generate leads for my business. And that's using education. In fact, I'm doing that right now. Teaching and training in order to become and known as an expert in order to generate leads. And for me, and again, this is going back to whatever lead generation strategy you choose, you have to you have to want to do, you have to be willing to do every day, right? Again, I'm going to say that again. No matter how you're going to generate your leads, you have to enjoy it to some extent. You have to like it. You have to be willing to do it each and every day. And for me, educating and training is something that I really like to do. I like to educate people. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm helping people, but I also generate leads through it. So most of you know that I've got a podcast, the Agent Investor Podcast, that you can listen to any day at www.agentinvestorpodcast.com. Most of you know that I have fix and flip and other types of free events that you can register for at www.agentinvestorevent.com. Most of you probably are on my email list. I do my best to provide value each and every day so that when you open up an email, it's not like, oh my gosh, this is just another sales pitch. Yes, I will have something in it that we call a call to action, which says, hey, if you like what I have to say, here's a link to get more information. Most of you know that I post a ton of educational stuff. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because education is one way to generate leads. It is a way that is not often done, right? It is not often done. And I actually had somebody come on my inner circle call the other day, and we were talking about the fact that they've been having a lot of success hosting webinars, first-time homebuyer webinars. And I said, that's awesome. And they were telling me about how they get 10 or 15 people on every webinar that they do. They host one webinar per week. And I'm like, great, that's fantastic. That's awesome. And we were talking about strategies as to how can you flip that into generating seller appointments. And we talked about ideas and hooks that you could have. And I just gave some ideas and some hooks that they could potentially use if they're going to, use a webinar to educate people. How to get an offer on your house guarantee within 24 hours. Well, that's a hook, right? You post that in a Facebook group, you post that on your Facebook account. Somebody who's thinking about selling their house, they might be like, whoa, how could I get an offer on my house within 24 hours? Or another hook could be, and I'm just talking about generating seller appointments for cash offers. Another hook could be, how do I sell my house without an inspection? Or how do I sell my house in 7 to 10 days? Or how do I buy and sell a property at the same time? How do I manage that? Well, one way you could do that is the investing route, the cash offer route. So I'm just kind of spitballing here, but I will tell you that I have used education to generate leads for over 10 years, right? It's 2026. I would say I've been doing that for probably 13, 14 years, right? And there's a strategy to do it. But I say this in order to say, if there are some lead generation strategies that you hear of that you're like, I don't want to do that, there are many, many that will be palatable to certain people. Again, I don't personally mind shooting a video like this, or posting something, or hosting a webinar, okay? There are so many different ways to do this. You've got to fit your lead generation strategy to your personality. For those that want to learn more about how to do that, because we have a little bit of a lull in our event schedule, I'm not going to be posting another event for a couple weeks. I am going to be doing some strategy sessions. I'm going to put the link in the comment section that you can register for free. I'm probably going to do 10 or 15 free strategy sessions. Anyone can sign up. Doesn't matter. You know, if you're in the inner circle, doesn't matter if you aren't, doesn't matter if you know me, doesn't matter if you don't. I'm going to put the link in the comment section. If you want to talk through, because again, at the event, Profits in Plain Sight that we just had on Tuesday, 2/3 of the questions were like, yeah, I want to do this. I want to generate seller appointments. I want to do fix and flip deals, but how do I generate the opportunity? So, the goal of these calls, we can talk about whatever you want, but if you do have questions about how do I come across these types of deals and how do I get them and how do I pair up a lead generation strategy to fit my personality, make sure that you register today. I'm going to cap it at like 10 or 15 total, not on the call, but 10 or 15 total in the next few weeks, just to kind of get a feel and to try to help some people. And, you know, again, I've got some downtime before we start promoting for the next event. So if you're interested, limited time thing, free, jump on the call, you know, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, however long you need, and I will put the link into the comment section below. All right, thanks for tuning in today, and make sure that you find that lead generation strategy to find deals, to find seller appointments that fits your personality. I'll put the link into the comment section right now.